Hey guys, here I am again. Life is lifing, so here we are. Anyway, story time. I have a story for you guys. This was my last attempt of finding love. Okay. All right. This happened many years ago. My kids were a teenager. Now my kids are. One is almost 40 in a couple months, and the boy is almost 40. Well, the man is almost 40, and my daughter is 30. So this happened when they were teenagers, and I was still thought I was in my 50s. Well, actually 50. And I thought, my kids are a teenager, maybe I could find love. Well, so a friend of mine's found me on Facebook, and well, she was an acquaintance, not necessarily a close friend, but we knew each other from back home. And you guys know I'm from Panama, and so she is from Panama. So she saw me on Facebook, and she said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And we kind of, "Oh, how are you doing?" I was happy to find my people, so I'm like, "How you doing? Where you live?" Where she said, "I am in North Carolina." And at the time I was in Georgia. I said, "Well, I'm in Georgia." I said, we exchanged phone numbers and everything. And the following day she called me. She said, "Hey, I was speaking to my brother, and I told him I saw you on Facebook, and we exchanged numbers. So he said, ask her." Well, he said, "Can I have her number?" And she said, "Well, I have to ask her if I can give you her number." So she called me and she said, "Hey, my brother would like to talk to you, and he said he asked for your phone number. Is it okay if I said, "Sure." Let me say this. I had a major crush on this guy. Major crush on him. I was 15 years old. He was 23, 24. So, he kind of looked at me side eye. I kind of look at him side eye, but, I was like, my parents would kill me. And he's like, I can go to jail. So we'll just at each other and didn't say anything. Because, if 15 is a big thing, he's already an adult, and I'm 15, a teenager. Definitely no. Anyway, so she gave him my number and he called me. We talked for a couple months, and we talk about our childhood, and we did like each other and all that. And I said, one thing that I liked about you is that you always look so crisp, clean, and smell so good with your Old Spice. Because back in the day, Old Spice was it. And so he always smelled good. And I said that to him because I have a big thing about hygiene and smell and fingernails and no missing teeth, and so we agreed that he was going to come to Georgia to see me. So he came to Georgia, and I went to the airport to pick him up, and I got an instant turned off. He was wearing a t-shirt that looks old and some jeans that looks old. He almost looked homeless. And I was like, didn't I just tell that guy that I like the way he dressed? He's always nice and crisp, like he just ironed his clothes or sent it to the cleaners. Did I not mention that? And did I not mention that I love men that smell good and have clean fingernails? Well, his fingernails wasn't dirty, but when he came and he hugged me, and immediately I smell his breath. Second turned off. So I'm like, okay, this is not going anywhere. But I did invite him to my home, and you know, we knew him, and my mother was alive then, and my mother knew him, knew his family and everything. So he came to the house, and I put him in my bonus room, you know, fix it nice for him, and I had him in there. So he go, you put him in your bonus? I said, hell yes. First of all, we don't know each other. And second of all, I have kids and a mother. I don't know you. Certainly have him. No, he wasn't. No. So anyway, so he invited his sister. She lives in North Carolina, and she came down. She drove down. Down. Yeah. She drove down to Georgia, and he also invited. I didn't know about it because I was going to have a dinner, you know, and invite my sister's going to come. My sister that live in Georgia, she passed away now. She's passed, but anyway, she was gonna come and her family, and I was gonna have a dinner. You know, we knew each other. So he invited his niece and her children, and I didn't know that. I thought it was very insensitive of him to do that without notifying me, because what if I didn't have enough food? You know, I did have enough food, because when we throw down, we cook like for, if 5 people is coming, we cook like for 20 people. That's the way we do it. So, I mean, I had enough food, but he should have had the courtesy to say, you know, hey, I mean, I invited my niece also because she lives in Georgia. Is it okay? And but he didn't say that. I was surprised. He told me after she got there, oh yeah, my niece is coming. Okay. I'm like, okay. So anyway, so he came, we drove back to my home. He went and greeted my mother, and we talked a little bit. We ate, and you know, we were talking. His sister, you know, came, and we were all talking and about past and stuff like that. And so it was time to go to bed. So he went to bed. I went to bed, and I got up that morning. His sister came up, and I was in the kitchen fixing breakfast, and so we were talking. And oh, let me say this. I had, because this is going to come into this plays a very important thing in my story. I had, at the time, I had 2 Pomeranian. They were so cute. Do you know a Pomeranian? Fluffy and beautiful and yappy, but beautiful. They didn't like anybody. They didn't like anybody but us. So we kind of put the Pomeranians away. They were little, like Diva was 7 pounds and Prada was 5 pounds. And Diva at the time, I think she was like 5 years old, and Prada was 3 years old. So anyway, the Pomeranian. Okay. So where was I? Oh, we're in the kitchen. His sister and I'm fixing breakfast. We were talking. So he came in the kitchen, and he looked at me. He likes to point a lot, and he says, "Do you know what you have to do?" And I'm looking at him like, "Have to myself. You have to remind me to take my medicine." And I'm looking like, is he for real? And his sister looked at me, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, she was embarrassed. You could tell. She was like, what the hell? Anyway, I didn't answer him. I didn't answer him. Because if I have a guest, this is what I do. I mean, unless they do something really, really bad. But if I have a guest in my house and they say something that's not, I don't like, I will wait until they go to their home, and I will call them and tell them and check them, because I think I have the upper hand if somebody's in my house. You know what I mean? So I didn't do that. So I just let it go, let it slide, because I'm going to get him afterwards. That was that. So after we had breakfast and everything, and his sister is talking, and we were 3 of us. My kids didn't like him, so they not even show up. They were doing their own thing. And then his sister left. We were in the living room. The way my house was set up at the time, I had like a former living room and like a family room, recall. So we were in the family room. And she got up and went to my mother's bedroom to talk to her. And so I was talking to him. You know, we were talking and whatever. I knew at this point, I'm like, once this guy leave, he'll never come back to my house, and I will not see him, and I will not call him. If he called me, I'll talk to him, but this is not for me. So he said to me, he's just assuming a lot of stuff. He said to me, like I said, he liked to point a lot. He says, you know what? When we get together, I'm like, in my head, like, are we getting together? No, babe, we're not getting together. But I'm watching him to say what he's going to come up with. When we get together, you're getting rid of those dogs. I started laughing because I couldn't believe. I said, what did you say? He says, you're getting rid of, you have the audacity to repeat it. You're getting rid of those dogs. I said, let me tell you something. Those dogs, they have priority over you. They've been here longer than you. This is their home. They will be here until they die. Are you? So, he didn't say anything, and I didn't say anything. He knows. He's talking about my babies. These are my babies. And they're cute. Hell no. You get rid of you, not the dogs. But anyway, that's cool. So the following day, we are going over to my sister, and she lives a little distance from me. She was in Henry County. I'm in Gwinnett County. So it's about an hour and 10-minute drive. So we were going to my sister, just, you know, just go ahead and dinner there, whatever. And we got there, my sister, she and her husband, they order a lot of pizza, different kind of pizza. So, when we were in the car, at the time I had, it was my mother and my kids. I had a expedition, you know, the big one. So, my mother was my mother, my two kids, and him I drove to my sister's house. And my kids got out the car, and I was helping my mother out the car, and he looked at me and he says, I expect you to behave yourself when we get in there. I'm like, who is this man? Who is this man? And who the hell you think I am? I kept my cool. My daughter heard him. And she was about to answer him, and I had to like, shh, don't say anything. I'll take care of this. So we got in there, and my brother-in-law, we were talking and everything, and you know, we're having a good time, good conversation. And the pizza came, so my brother-in-law had the plates, and you know, he like, everybody go and check how many slices, because there was a lot of pizza, different kinds, so you can pick, choose, and refuse. So I went and get my pizza. Everybody, my mother went and got her pizza. My kids went and got their pizza. The kids all went into the kitchen with their pizza, and we're in a living room, family room, because, yeah, we call it family room. Because there was, again, there were official living room and there's a family room. So we're all in the family room and the kids in the kitchen eating their pizza. And I look at him and he's not getting any pizza. And I said, hey, you don't want pizza? And he said, can you serve me? I just took my pizza and went into the kids with the kids and had a and so he told me I better behave myself. So I was having a fun with the kids, And well, they're teenagers, having fun with them, and we were laughing and joking and laughing out loud. I know that's not what he wanted. He wanted me to, I don't know what he wanted. I don't know what he meant by he expect me to behave myself. Are you crazy? But anyway, so I went into the kitchen and left him there. And when I look, I see my brother-in-law. He's passed away also. My brother-in-law went and served him. I'm like, who the hell is this man? And why does he think that he knows me enough to tell me this foolishness? Because does he not realize the last time that we saw each other, I was 15? I'm a grown bling woman. And you're telling me what? So I am like, I am gonna tell this man, I have a lot to say to this man once he leave my house. So anyway, after that, he was leaving the following day. Thank God, he only came for the weekend. So he left that Monday. I drove him to the airport. I gave him a very pale hug, and definitely want to, you know, whatever. But anyway. And I said, when you get home, call me. He said, okay. So that flight from Georgia to, he lived in New York. From Georgia to New York, maybe 3 hours, if that. So I'm waiting, 5 hours pass. I'm like, well, how long does it take this man to get? I know he has to be in New York by now. And I called him. I said, hey, your plane not landed yet? He says, yes, I'm on the train. I'm a train? What train? He said, you know, they have the train that goes from the airport into, because he live in Brooklyn, from the airport to Brooklyn, or he changed or something like that. I'm like, okay, so why don't you just take a cab? You would have been home already. You go, no, these cabs, you know, sometimes they don't want to go into Brooklyn. He started giving excuses. Oh, before I say that, remember I said that his clothes look old and everything? In conversation with him, he told me that he shopped at Goodwill, because you get very good clothes at Goodwill, and he didn't see the point of buying new clothes when they have all these different brands at Goodwill. Now I'll say this, I personally don't shop at Goodwill, but I know that they have good things at Goodwill, because I have a friend that she shops at Goodwill, and she looks good all the time. All the time. And even she shops for her kids, and when they going out, they look good. But she guess she picks what she gets. I mean, she look for the nicest stuff for good. I don't know. But because I've been at Goodwill since I seen my friend shop and always look good. I'm like, where do you get that? She go, Goodwill. I'm like, really? But I've never seen anything. I guess you have to really search, and I don't have the patience for that. So I never bought anything at Goodwill. And there's nothing wrong with buying at Goodwill, but he gets the oldest. He probably gets the stuff that's $99 because he's cheap. I know I'm seeing this. So anyway, so he went back, and I called him. He said he's on the train. I said, okay. I said, well, when you get home, call me. Another 2 hours passed. 2 or 3 hours. It was a long time. And I'm waiting for him to call me, and nothing. So I called him again. I said, you're not home yet? He says, I'm waiting on the bus. I'm like, what? The bus? He had the luggage. He waiting. I said, the bus? He said, yeah, this bus gonna take me home. I said, you mean to tell me you can get a cab? No, I mean, there's nothing. I can't ride a bus all the time. No, I'll say this. New York transportation, everybody used New York transportation. I mean, I lived in New York for a few years, but if I was traveling, taking a flight, and I got in, I'm not taking any train back to Brooklyn, and I lived in Brooklyn. I'm taking a cab to take me home, because I don't want to do that bus, and no, I'm taking a friggin' cab to take me home. I am like, this guy is cheap as hell. Okay. I said, call me when you get home. So he called me. I said, let me tell you something. I said, I have a beef to pick with you. I said, first of all, we don't know each other. I knew you from a teenager. The last time we saw each other, I was a teenager, 15 years old. You were a little bit older than me. But years has passed. I'm a 50-year-old woman. And at the time he would be, because he's 8 years, so he's 58 at that time. I said, well, when you told me that I had to get rid of my dog if we got together, I said, I think that was a little bit too much, don't you? I said, because you don't know me. You don't know how I feel about these dogs. These dogs are like my children. I love them. This is their home. I says, next thing you tell me I should behave myself when I go with my sister, I'm a grown-ass woman. What do you think? Behave? What do you meant by that? What should I have done? And then you wanted me to serve you? Why can't you serve yourself? I says, and the next thing, you are cheap. You mean to tell me that you could not take a cab to go home? You rather take all this public transportation? I said, you were very cheap. And I said, another thing, you invited your niece and her kids, or 3 kids, that wanted to tear up my house. This was not for kids. This was strictly for adult. And you invited, or a teenager, but she had little kids. You invited your niece, didn't tell me until she got there. What if I didn't have enough food? And her kids, and they were running through. I did not appreciate that. I says, even when my kids were smaller, they didn't do that. And a lot of people take their kids to other people's home, and they allow their kids to do anything they wanted to do. That's not me. I have a talk to my kids when I'm taking them to friends' house. You're gonna sit one place, and you know, if they give you a toy, you're gonna play with the toy, and you're gonna sit there. You are not running around people's home. But hey, I'm old school. But not everybody bring up their kids that way. But anyway. So I told him everything I needed to tell him. And I told him bye, and I never talked to him since. So that was that. It left me so dramatized. I figure, hell, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm good. I live by myself. I get up when I want to get up. I cook if I feel like it. If I don't feel like cook, I take myself to a restaurant, and I'm good. I go out with my friends. I go, a little retail therapy. Shop for home decor. Just go if I want to see my kids. My kids come to see me, or I go to see them, and they're both in California. As you guys know, my daughter is in the military. Right now she's deployed. She should be coming in, I think Monday. She should be coming, say yay. But no, I'm good. I'm good. Anyway, guys, look, I got many stories to tell you. This is just one of them. But I want you guys to please thumb up my video. I'm trying to get better at this blogging. I'm really trying to get better of it. Just encourage me by thumbs up my video. Ask questions, whatever. Any question you want to ask me, I am open book. If I can't answer a question, it's because, if you ask me something and I can't answer, I'll tell you I can't answer. And it's because it's involved other people, not just myself. And, not everybody's putting their life out there. So, hey. But I have so many other stories for you guys. Anyway, thumbs up my video, ask me questions, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Help me grow this channel. I am trying to be more consistent. Oh, tomorrow it is another, you guys know that I'm Muslim also, right? And this channel is not a religious channel, but being my religion is part of me, and so we have we have two celebrations in Islam, Ramadan and this celebration where the prophet, I think it was Abraham, God asked him to sacrifice his only son, and he said he was going to do it, and he sent the angel to stop him. He was testing him. So I don't know why Christians don't celebrate that, because that's in the Bible, but we celebrate it. So it's a big celebration for us tomorrow again. So we're going for prayer tomorrow. I may show you my outfit for tomorrow, but yeah, like I said, Islam is part of my life. Like, I'm from Panama, it's part of my life. I am black, of course, black Panamanian, Afro-Latina if you may, but this is my life, and so I like to share a little bit with my people. You know, when I first started this channel, one of the main reasons that I started this channel is because my children have not made me a grandmother yet, and I'm not pushing them into doing that. My daughter is 30, my son is going to be 40, and neither one of them have any children, and I respect that. I'm not pushing them, you know. And I'm saying, hey, if you say you're not ready, you're not ready. That's the way I look at it, because they have to be ready. But I said, if they ever make me a grandmother and I am just too old to recognize who they are or who I am, they can watch my videos and see how fabulous of a grandmother they had, right? So that was my purpose originally, to start in a YouTube channel. But I actually enjoy this. I actually really enjoy these videos. So, and I hope you guys enjoy hearing me and, you know, my home decor or cooking. You know, I'll tell you something about cooking. I don't cook as often. You know, I live with myself. And when I do go in the kitchen, I do like really quick meals. But stay in the kitchen for hours cooking, that's not me. So every now and again, I may put something if I learn something new, and I always look for like quick recipe anyway. I may tape it or something, but other than that, no. And a lot of time when I go retail therapy, to be honest, I don't take out because I'm kind of camera shy, and people kind of look at you, so I don't know, I am not very comfortable just taking out my camera and talking to the cameras, you know. I see people do that, and I'm like, wow, I wish I could do it. Maybe I'll get there one day, but I'm not there yet. But anyway, thumbs up my video, and until my next video, I may come on tomorrow and show you my outfit before I go to prayer, and we'll see. Thumbs up my video, guys. I love you, and until next time, bye. Ow, I can't see. All right.